Hello everybody and welcome back to Building the Enterprise D. Last video we started having a look at issue 14. We did stages 51 and 52, in which we built up a few more panels for the top half of the saucer. And I guess we're done with building up the smaller panels now for the top half of the saucer. Indeed, as we can see from the instructions on stage 52, we actually created that bit there. And if you have a look at the video, you can see that there's only one gap left on the top half of the saucer itself, which is, what part of that gap is for the bridge section that we built a very long time ago, earlier in the year, and it's for another part which we get with this stage as well, which I'll just bring that on screen. This is the part here. So that'll actually kind of, I think, we'll pretty much be done with the top half of the saucer after this next stage. So we're going to do stages 53 and 54. And we'll start, obviously, with 53. And we'll get straight into it. So there we go. Cap your first warp nacelle with the distinctive red buzzard collector. And then turn your attention to the biggest saucer deck panel so far. So, yeah, just more nacelle goodness. We did a little bit of the nacelle last time. Not too much, but just enough. So what we do here is we take, look here, the Buzzard Collector 02A is a part of your stage 2 parts. Oh my god, that's going back some, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. Where are those parts located? There it is. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. All the way back to stage 2 and we're on stage 53 now. That's it there, by the way. Do you remember that? Because I don't. So what do we do? 02A and 03I goes into it. 03J goes into that. 53I goes into that, 53J goes into that, and 53K goes into that. So you create like this sort of thing. It's a thing. It's a buzzard collector. A buzzard collector. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. I don't know anything. Retrieve your nacelle upper assembly, last used in stage 50, and take the nacelle light strip bulb at the end of the blue and white cable. That's all the way over here. Why didn't I knew I was going to be using this as well. Why did I put it all the way over there? So that goes into here, like that, and then that just comes straight out. Then that goes into this. So now it says place the Buzzard Collector assembly on the nacelle front and set it aside. This will be fully secured. Alright, so just... okay. I'll just put it back over here then. What's the point of even being a bit sarcastic today? I'm actually recording this straight off the back of the last episode, so some things might be a little bit weird because I'm already in full recording confidence mode. What you might tend to notice with my videos is I start off and I'm like, oh, hello, welcome everyone, not really knowing what to say, and then as it goes on I develop things to talk about and go from there. But, as with every video, I will ask, how is everyone doing? Are you all okay? How has time been to you? I'm recording this on the 4th of December, so this will probably go out in a couple of weeks' time, because I think I've got another video in between them. I'm not sure. I'm meant to be doing an unboxing of the Evangelion Collector's Edition, but I think it's been delayed here in the UK by a couple of days. And those couple of days mean it probably won't go out in between these two videos like I originally intended. It'll probably be these two in a row, which is alright, I don't mind. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Are you all okay? What's it been like for you? What's it like in the future? I can make that joke now. What am I doing here anyway? What am I doing? I am taking this large deck panel, fitting 6 escape pod covers so that the red line is close at the wide end of the panel, and then I'm going to position the windows, then I'm going to add that strip on there. So let's get that out of the way first, shall we? So by the time this goes out, this will probably go out on the 13th now. So 1 week from now. I'm sorry to ruin the magic for everyone, if in case you thought this was recorded the day. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes there's no logic to it. Okay, so then we want that to go in there like that. Then we want 2 clear windows. So I was very, very excited with the last issue. Just popping that final panel on and seeing everything lit up in like the huge kind of circle. It'll be even better once this one's on. And then the bridge is on. It'll be even better when it's complete, he said. But that was really exciting. Just, I think it was the symmetry of it that was the most exciting part, because now it's just 2 large chunks to go on there, and it will be awesome when they're on, but seeing the full kind of like symmetrical mode of it, it just really sort of, every panel that goes on, I keep saying, does solidify it that little bit more, it gives it more life. But I think it's just a fantastic model, and I cannot wait until the time when it is out fully on display. It'll probably be another year or so, so you get another year of me making these videos. How's everyone else's build going so far? If you are building, I'm always interested. I think it's a really cool thing that while I'm doing this, other people are too. Right, so we want reflector panel U301A1 over the escape pod, cover windows, and half of the arboretum windows. Slot the deck panel light into the bracket at the side, and then secure it with the DM screws. Okay. It's interesting, one of the interesting things about building this, and also seeing some of the posts on Facebook, is seeing the different stages people are at. Like, some people are ahead of me, which is cool and frustrating in equal measures, because I want to be at those stages too. But I've seen some people now are at the stage where they've connected the Cobra head to the saucer. So it's one kind of big unit, which, that's really cool to see. Be interesting to see, like, because we've got the top half of the saucer pretty much done now. So that's looking awesome. Then you've got the Cobra head is done. That's just got to be connected up. We're doing a nacelle now, so I guess over the next year it's going to be creating the bottom half of the saucer. So I'm interested to see how that's all going to pan out. But also there's that other, I guess you call it the star drive? I guess it's called. So that'll be interesting to see build up as well. Okay, there we go. That's that done. So what we got now? We've got the next half of it to do in this stage. So same story. Just some windows to pop on that. Interesting that there's a light only on one side here. So one of the things I do wonder, like when it comes to designing a ship like this for a franchise, like how do you decide where certain lights are? I presume they're inspired by military or, you know, civilian craft, you know, that have been developed and use inspiration from that to develop the sci-fi versions of it, because you know, you have to take inspiration from something, but it's always cool to think about why do they make decisions they do. One of the questions I've had frequently as well is, how did Eaglemoss themselves come to certain decisions in the building process? Like, why do a nacelle now? I mean, I presume the early parts of the nacelle are because the nacelle is such an iconic part of Star Trek lore, I guess. I guess when you think about, you know, a spaceship, a starship, a lot of people kind of might draw that side profile of the Starship Enterprise with the nacelles on there because it's such a kind of iconic shape. Let's pop these windows in. Remember that time many issues ago when I didn't have a pair of tweezers to do this with? There we go, that's in. And then it's just a matter of taking the other deck panel. Well, not the other deck panel, the other backing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, dropping it apparently. Putting that over. Right, well. Screw that down. And the final one. Apparently I just completely missed there. There you go. Right, that's stage 53 complete. There you have it. So now, let's wrap up this issue with stage 54. Okay, so here we go, stage 54. Complete and fit the mammoth deck panel you began in the previous stage. Then combine your upper and lower warp engine nacelle builds. So, what have we got here? Oh, we've got so many escape pods to put on here. I have so many. Let's get that cable out of the way because that's getting on my nerves. This is going to be a pretty chill moment, this one. Yeah, there's quite a few escape pods on the back of the Enterprise. And there's a few all around. I am absolutely stunned. I can see why they do this in stage by stage, but I have to, you know, sit back and wonder how many escape pods and windows we have fit to the entirety of this ship. Like that, it must be a ridiculous number because, you know, there's 3 rows of panels, each one with varying number of windows and escape panels on. The first row tends to have like 30 or so windows per panel. So, God, it must be like a couple of hundred. And to think, like, if you try to do that all in one go, you'd probably, you know, want to punch something. Because that would be so frustrating. Like, so tedious to do. I mean, it gets a bit tedious when you've got 30, never mind like 100, but here we go. Getting these escape pods in, just in case anyone wants to flee. I'm sure a ship like this would never run into any kind of trouble. Okay, so we've got the pods in, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. 1, 2, wonder how many of these we're going to need for the bottom half of the saucer. I presume the bottom half won't have quite as many windows on it. Please tell me it doesn't have as many on it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that didn't come out properly. Didn't come off the sprue properly. I've learned that is what these are called now. They're called sprues. It's a word that I keep getting told and then forgetting, and then get told again and forget again. But because I've been playing, well, not playing, because I've been building Warhammer and hanging out with my friend who paints and plays, the words started to sink in, finally. Okay, so we've done that. What is next? Place a sticker over the top row of escape pod covers. Ah. Right, sticker placed. Oh. There's a lot of stickers there. Cool. Oh, and very nearly made a mistake there. I forgot to put the clear windows in. Jumping ahead of myself. Don't know what my phone did there. Some of my phone seems to do this weird kind of thing, I guess, where I don't know what it's doing. It's just being a bit weird. Right, what's next? Okay, so it's place the reflector panel. The panel, that's what it's called now. Not going back on that. That wasn't a mistake in what I said. Place the reflector panel U301A over the windows and escape pod covers. Slot a deck panel light into the reflector as you do so, and secure them there. Okay, so this is the correct one here. We've got 2 of these lights. So that one goes over that like that. Now the aim is to secure it down. That is flipping up and tickling my hand, which is very irritating. By the way, this isn't relevant at all to anything, but that's gonna tickle my hand while I do it. I'm very ticklish, so I'm very sensitive to anything that tickles my hand and stuff. It's really, that was actually really bugging me because it kept brushing against, and it was like that sort of very light kind of sensation. You don't need to know any of that. Screwing that down. Getting another one. Trying to get that to balance on the screwdriver. Ah! They're not cooperating today, the screws. It's been a bit of a nightmare for me. Usually it's a pretty smooth process, but today it's just been like, I've been trying to do it, but... Oh. Right, let's open the next bag of these. If we can actually open them. Right. That one should be secure now. Let's get the other one secure as well. Okay, so that's the first half of this done. So the next stage, and my phone did that weird thing again. So there you go, that's that done. So next stage is to do exactly the same on that side. I'm not going to bother showing you all that. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump cut. There we have it. It's done. That is the large deck panel complete. So you can see there on both sides it's done. So what is next? So now we go to step D, which is just fitting the thing to the saucer assembly. So I'm going to preemptively open this because we need 10 screws for this. The sad thing is we're not actually plugging it into the PCB yet. Right, we'll get 5 screws ready, and then we'll just yeah, let's get this prepared. I'm excited for this because again, it's just further solidifying it. Anyway, here is our saucer. So what we want to do, we want to make sure these cables are not tangled on anything. So there's 2 that will go under there, and there's 1 that will go under here, which seems logical. What I'm trying to do as well. These have like an absolute life of their own, I find. There. Like you can try as much as you want to do the right thing with them, but they just kind of go, we're going to do whatever we want. Sometimes they'll behave nicely, and sometimes there will be a right pain in the backside. I suppose as long as the damn things work. Okay, so we're through. We're through on both sides now. So what this is going to be is a case of... Now we want to flip this over. And we want to make sure on both sides that is looking good. And finally we are back. It's been about 2 seconds for you, but it's been significantly longer for me because getting this piece on was a bit of a nightmare. You do not get much space for it. And as you were kind of getting it into position on one side, the other side would come off, and just getting it slotted in because there was such a narrow gap was a bit of a pain. But as you can see, it is now done. So just having a quick look at the instructions, it tells us just to set the saucer to one side for now. So there's no work to be done with the PCB there. But we will be doing some more work on the nacelle to round out this stage, but let's just have a quick look at it. So, as you can see, we now have an unbroken loop. So all that's left to do is to plug those things into the PCB, add the bridge section here, and I think there'll be something else that goes there just to sort of close it off. But there you go. There you have it. That is the rest of the top half of the saucer, thankfully, for today. Like, honestly, that was such a pain trying to get that into place, and I don't know how I managed to finally do it, but we did. We got there eventually, so now we are back with the saucer, which has kind of gone to rack and ruin since I don't even know how. I didn't necessarily drop it or anything, but such is life, I guess. Let's see, because all these aren't really connected to anything, they're just sort of falling apart easily. What do? We take the nacelle upper assembly, and we lift the buzzer collector out of the nacelle. Hang on. Take your nacelle upper assembly, lift the buzzer collector out of the nacelle front, okay, and then slot the buzzer collector reflector cover into place as shown. What, so just like that? Alright then. Oh, does that just go... Oh, I see. Does it go in like that, maybe? Okay. Then what? Now retrieve the nacelle lower assembly from stage 52. Thread the unused nacelle light strip bulb from the upper assembly through the lower frame as shown. Okay. Where have I actually put that down? Oh, there it is. I can imagine when trying to sort that out, I popped everything off to one side. Okay, so this, does that just go into, what does it say? Ah, okay, so do that and that. And we want to pop that into there. Okay, like that. So hold on, I'm confused at that. So it says slot the bulb into the round bracket at the wider end of the frame. So, oh, it's just you really, really force it in. That's not great if you've got hands, like most people do. Trying to figure out how. Problem is, you don't get enough cable here to comfortably push it in. There we go. Have I done that? No, I haven't. No, it won't. It won't stay in. Like, it's just sort of coming straight back out, but it actually says to slot it in. It says, like, slot it into the round bracket. But as you can probably see, it's just kind of bouncing straight back out, which is frustrating. Yeah, it just sort of bounces straight back out. It doesn't even, like, come through that tiny... Well, it does, actually. It does come through there. Okay. So is that just a matter of trying to keep that positioned in. Alright. There's got to be a way to keep that in there. Yeah, it's like every single time I drop it, it just releases itself straight away. What are you talking about, Eagle Moss? Like, what is wrong with your instructions? Bear with me just a second. We'll see if I can figure this out. Okay, I managed to get that sorted. So the instructions say slot it in, but it doesn't really want to remain like slotted in. So we just kind of placed it in there, and that kind of did the job. But, you know, that's all you can really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly put this all into place. This is a chunky warp nacelle. So we just want to get as many of these in as possible. We've got the back ones in because that's where that awkward bulb is. Then we'll pop the ones in at the front. That should secure it. And then it's time to wrap this one up. So today's recording took way longer than I expected. That middle bit on the saucer just... Oh, that really did not want to go. Tell you what, even this feels a little bit weird. I might have to revisit this at some point and fix it up, because it's not, you can kind of see it's not joined very well there, but maybe once we get the other part on and a bit more secure, it'll look better. I mean, the nacelle's locked in there. The skeleton of the nacelle is locked into place now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think once we get the top of the nacelle, actually, it'll probably look a lot better. I'll just secure things up a bit more. We've got 2 more of these to go. And then we can call it for this video. Oh, phone did a weird thing again. And then here comes the last one. There we go. So that's a little bit kind of wobbly, the collector there. So we'll have to have a look at that in the next step, I think. But there we go. That's your nacelle. Kind of started work on that. Well, did quite a bit of work on that. It's almost there. We've got all the parts in place and secure for the reflectors and that. So once we can actually light this up, I think that's going to look really cool. And also today we managed to round off more of the saucer. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Do the whole like, comment, subscribe thing, share the video if you liked it, let other people know, and I shall see you again when we do issue 15. Goodbye.